All right, had a problem that I thought I could solve myself. Um, I needed anonymous users to be able to upload files of any size, or relatively any size. Um, again, anonymously, any size, and something else. Anyway, all the regular productivity tool providers had something that would not work for whatever reason. So either they wouldn't allow anonymous users to upload, or there was a file restriction, or size restriction, or some reason it wouldn't work. And I was just tired, like trying to figure it out. This is the third solution I built. There's one on Google, there's another one on Microsoft, and now I've got one on AWS. I think this one's probably the most flexible, or at least the biggest, dumbest, and easiest, or smallest, dumbest, and easiest, I guess. So what this does is deploys a Node.js front end for users to interact with S3 directly. So we're using AWS Elastic Beanstalk to deploy an app in an environment that presents the user with a login screen. It's kind of a login. It's a passcode to get to the protected routes, but nonetheless, a passcode to get in, and then simple form asks for their name and the file, and then gives them an upload button. That's it. Very simple. The code looks like this. I wanted to avoid going to the console, to the AWS console, as much as possible. So there's some things I could do. Within the code, you'll see a bunch of insert, underscore, whatever. Those are your placeholders for things that need to be put in. The passcode here is the passcode for the user to get in to the upload screen. The session secret protects our session, make it long and strong. AWS region where you want your app deployed to. An existing S3 bucket. So there's two things that need to already exist. S3 bucket, because you need the name of that, and then ACM certificate, or a certificate. Use ACM. It's free, and you need the ARN. So just use that. Uh, anyway, ACM certificate and an S3 bucket. And then for me, I want it to alert me via Teams. So I've got a Teams webhook, but again, with a little bit of adjustment, you can make that Slack or Mattermost or whatever you're using, email, Twilio, whatever you want. Health check. So I'll show you this later, but because I did a login endpoint as the start page, like if you hit the root, you're not logged in, or index, right? If you hit index, you're not logged in. So it redirects you to /login, which is a permanent redirect. So I added the 302 code. That was my first solution, but then also changed the health check path. So this is for the load balancer target set. What it's checking the instant, like what health check checks it's doing for the instances within the target set. I'll probably remove 302 here. It's kind of redundant and not as accurate, but I'll show you where that pops up. We've got a listener on 443 for secure traffic, and this is where we insert our certificate ARN here from ACM. We have two policies for the buckets. So one is for the app to be able to put the object into the bucket. You'll see as I have a bucket that exists already, the permissions are block all access and no bucket policy. So there's really no direct route to here. Don't argue with me on that. Just hit the I believe button. All right, so again, put your bucket name here. We're going to allow this role to put objects in our bucket. And then also, we need to be able to get those. We don't need to. I wanted to be able to get those objects. So we're building a pre-sign URL, so that within a time period, currently set at 5 minutes in the code here, I have a link directly to that object that expires. So that pre-signed URL has an expiration and allows me to access it directly without having to authenticate into AWS or anything. So that's handy. It's a race condition, right? Like if you can figure out that 10,000 character pre-signed URL, in the 5 minutes that it's available, go for it. That you get to see, my PowerPoint that I just uploaded. Otherwise, yeah, again, it'll expire and then it won't work anymore. So that pre-signed URL was probably one of the trickier things that I had trouble with, but we got there. All right, so moving on. The pages are very simple. I didn't need any fluff here, so it's a login page with like, give me the passcode and login button. The index is again, just give me your name, what file do you want to attach, upload button, and then the magic happens in our JavaScript here. I won't take you through all the code here, but there is a couple things, right? So we've got our public route for login. That's fine. It serves it. I need to delete this because I ended up serving the file. But yeah, I'll clean that up. There is a logout route. It doesn't really matter to me because as soon as you close it, the session's over. And then our protected routes, so upload and index. Okay. And then finally, we have some S3 parameters. So this is what we're using to build our URL promise, or our signed URL promise. You can see here we're trying to build a pre-sign for get object using these parameters, and again, 300 seconds currently for the expiration. I do a little bit of checking here to make sure that we didn't return, like if something's wrong with that, it'll come back just s3 Amazon AWS.com, and that's annoying. So I check for it here and at least log it as the problem. And then we build an adaptive card for Teams so that I get alerted that somebody uploaded the file, and then I also get the pre-signed URL, so I can just click the button and it takes me to that object and I can download there. Okay, that's no fun looking at code. Here's what we end up with. We end up with an environment in Elastic Beanstalk that I've named. And sorry, one sec, prep for something. This domain is what we're looking for. So you can use it directly from here. You can just copy and give this link to whoever you need to, and they can access your site directly using that domain. Or you can go to your DNS provider, add a CNAME with this as the value, and like upload.yourdomain.com, and then it sustains. I was a little bit worried. I have to do a little bit more testing. I don't need this up all the time. I only need it when I need it. So last night I terminated the whole thing. It tore everything down, and I was worried that when I recreated the environment, it was going to give me a different domain. I don't know if it was luck or there's a time limit on this, but my domain here, 12, 15 hours later, ended up being exactly the same. So I didn't have to update my CNAME record. Again, I'll have to play with that over time here. Maybe because I had already done it, and you can see all my recent environments here, even though they're gone. All right. Again, yeah. So I terminated it, so I didn't have to pay for the resources, right? Smart. Thank you. All right. So within our load balancer, you can click into the environment, and you can see all the actions. You got some events. There's configuration stuff where you can see your environment variables that we've set via code. So I don't really have to worry about coming in here. It doesn't matter. The load balancer, the resource map, I thought was pretty cool, but I was getting an unhealthy response on the target group because the target wasn't responding with a 200 code. So remember, we went to the target group, or in our code updated the target group to instead look at /login, and if the response code is 200 or 302, then healthy. So that's working healthy. Again, I'll get rid of 302 probably because it's not as accurate. That's it. So the repo's here. It's open. Let me show you what it looks like. I've intentionally broken my logo here. I'm going to show you how quick it is. I've fixed my code over here. That was me pushing the button to deploy. And so what's happening right now is because my command line's already logged in and everything, it's going and it's uploading my new version deploying it through Elastic Beanstalk and updating, or I guess just redeploying over it, but nothing really changes except for the code that I pushed. Everything else remains the same. So like my domain doesn't change, which is nice. Let's see, deploying new version to instances. So again, my EC2 instance is really what's running and serving this. And success. So if I refresh, I get my logo. So that's all I did is I pushed a code update, update to fix the logo. And then again, it's a very simple form. I don't need a whole lot of fluff here. I give a passcode, give my team name. So there, let's choose something. Actually, I deliberately chose that totally on purpose because one more little caveat here is if I upload the same thing a couple times, right? So if I upload image.png and then I upload another image.png, or somebody else uploads image.png, it overwrites. It overwrites. So I only end up with the last one. And again, you can argue with me about all that. That's fine. I need to know that it's the last one. I want all of the versions. So and I need it to be very simple and stupid. All right. So when I upload this, again, a little bit of feedback for the user. It says, upload was successful. Here's the pre-signed URL for the next 5 minutes. So I can click that. I can see what it is. And then I can upload another file. I still have a session active, so I don't have to re-log in. And then finally, my Teams message should have come through. That demo team name here just uploaded the image, and I can go view that file. Same thing. I don't want to show you that for too long. Anyway, that's it. So simple. There's not a lot of fluff to it, but it works. So the code's available. I gave like fairly okay instructions. You probably need to use your imagination a little bit. So check it out. Let me know what you think, and if something's not working, let me know. I'll see if I can help you.